Hi everyone. So let's look at a live case of a simple posterior composite. This composite is in the mesial of a 6. It was initially restored by another dentist, but the composite broke down and the patient is having secondary caries and other issues. So we are going to re-restore it now. The patient herself, in fact, is a dentist and she wanted me to restore it with composite. So let's look at the steps that we follow in this. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Dr. Aparna Gupta and welcome to the Root Canal Academy. Here we talk about solutions to the problems that dentists face day to day in their clinical practice. So let's look at this composite case. So इस composite के case में we are filling the mesial of a 6. Now the first thing to do as obviously is to remove caries to the fullest extent. So here I am using a straight fissure burr. That is my preference because I like to work a little faster in this step, and only when I'm going deeper, because first you have to remove the periphery of the caries and then go deeper. So now when you are able to remove most of the caries and now I am exploring which part of the caries is left, I am now using spoon excavators. Here I like to use either a slow speed handpiece or spoon excavators. For this purpose there are also ceramic burrs available which you can use, but I prefer my trusted spoon excavators and I am excavating the caries. I am removing all the soft decay that is there till the time I get a hard dentine over there that my spoon excavator cannot scrape off. And I am also making sure that the proximal enamel is not undermined or compromised. That is why I am removing a bit of the proximal enamel, which is that white chalky enamel in color. So I am also removing that. After that, what had happened was that the proximal extent of this caries, that is the gingival extent, was below the gingiva. So we had to remove the gingiva. For this I use a very simple technique, which is our good trusted stainless steel round burrs. The one I'm using here is the Thermacut burr, and here I am just trimming off the gingiva to a level below that of caries. There was hardly any bleeding. If there was bleeding, I would have given Viscostat to stop the bleeding. Now we come to the restoration part. Now for the restoration, rubber dam is mandatory. So I have applied my dam, I have isolated my caries, my cavity, and then I am moving ahead. First step is to use a pre-contoured matrix, and I have used Palodent here, and if there is any space in between your matrix and wedge, make sure to stuff Teflon with a straight probe over there so that you have no gap, and then contour the matrix. Composite is added in increments, as we all know. So after my etching and bonding step, I am now adding composite by increment. Now the way that you add composite is that you make sort of mountain slopes. You do not connect two opposing walls. You make a mountain slope from the buccal proximal wall or the lingual proximal wall first, and then you connect the two with a third increment. So that is what I'm doing here. And yes, I like to use a flowable composite below each of my normal composite increments. The reason being that it acts as a soft liner, as a stress absorbing liner, as well as it helps to seal any voids or anything that can be there in the cavity. Now comes the most important step. The most important step for making a contact is that you have to push a matrix through the opposing tooth and hold it there while you cure. Because composite is not like amalgam, इसलिए we have to hold it properly against the opposing tooth with a lot of force. So after I have prepared my cavity, done the composite restoration, restored it, I use a coarse disc to give it a rough shape, and then remove my rubber dam to check the occlusal, and then I go ahead with the rest of the finishing polishing. Let me know how you found this video, and if you have any questions, I would love to help you in the comments. Do like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.